Hey guys, Donnie here at Tomorrow Group, Memphis, Tennessee, and today we're going to talk about some things to get your house ready to sell and ready for the inspection. So let's chat real estate. So you're getting ready to sell, you've heard that the market is changing, but that's okay, homes are still selling every day. If you have an expert real estate in your corner like myself or my team, we can still get your home sold as long as you are willing to make that home show well and be reasonable on the pricing. But in this market, it's more important than ever that you present that home in the right light. So let's talk about some things you can do to do that so that your home does get sold and you're not sitting on the market or worse, chasing this market down if values start to drop. They have not yet. It is still a good time to sell. So number one, everybody loves natural light or just light in general. So open those curtains up, replace any blown light bulbs. A, is going to make the home show better and make it feel a little bigger. B, when you have your inspection, when the inspector comes through, any blown light bulb, he's gonna mark in his inspection report because it could potentially mean that that light fixture doesn't work. Now we all know 99% of the time the light fixture works, it just needs a light bulb. But many modern light fixtures can hold 2, 3, 4, 5 light bulbs or even more. And if one of those bulbs are blown, that inspector has no way of knowing if it's a blown bulb or a broken wire in that fixture or whatever the case might be. So it's gonna be denoted you're better off to get all those light bulbs replaced, have your home show at its best, be as bright as possible, and not have to worry about it during the inspection. Clean, clean, clean. Your house cannot be too clean. Make it feel well taken care of, make it smell clean, and especially clean those windows. It's one of those things that we find that we often neglect, and we don't clean them for years. Sometimes it feels like when we walk into houses, and it blocks the light and it just doesn't make a great impression. Remember, you want the house to be bright. You're probably going to open those curtains or open those blinds so there's natural light coming in for your showings. You want those windows to be clean. In addition, when you have that inspection, it's very, very common for windows to have broken thermal seals, and an inspector is going to call anything that he thinks looks like a broken thermal seal because he doesn't want to have to replace it later if he misses it. So clean those windows up, because I've been in inspections sometimes where the inspector isn't sure, is the window just dirty or does it have a broken thermal seal? And I'll tell you right now, in general, most of the time, those inspectors are going to lean towards the side of covering themselves and calling it a broken thermal seal and let you deal with it later. So that's a big one. Maintenance in general. Make sure you do any maintenance that the home needs. If you see a little bit of rotted wood, it's not very expensive. Go ahead and have it done so that your home shows at its best. If there's a missing shingle, especially that can be seen in the picture, people could be ruling your house out just from the picture. Go ahead and replace that shingle. It's pretty normal maintenance, but you've got to take the time to look at your house and get it done. Buyers are looking at that stuff. Think of how many times a buyer might see your home in your agent's marketing and go, oh, it's got a missing shingle, that house needs a roof, I'm not even going to go look at it. You don't know how many times you've been ruled out and your house isn't being shown because you didn't do a little bit of maintenance. In addition, it's always better to do the maintenance up front where you're in control. You can hire your contractor versus doing it after the fact when the inspector and the buyer has input. Why would you want someone else to have input into your repairs? Do that stuff up front so you can control it. Think about things that you've been living with. So this one is one that a lot of us don't think of. Most of us, if we've been in a home 5 or 10 years, there's something about that house that we don't think about. Maybe you have to push the back door really, really hard to get the deadbolt to lock. Maybe you have to jiggle the toilet handle just right in order for it to flush and then refill properly. Whatever it could be, just think about things that you're like, oh, I've been dealing with that for 5 years. It's not really that big of an inconvenience, but it quite likely could come up on that inspection report. And guess what? Buyers don't want to buy your problem. So fix that weird wonky toilet handle that's not working right. You can buy one at Lowe's for like 15 bucks, or probably have a handyman come put one on for $50 or $100. It's well worth it to not have to worry about it later. Last thing we're going to hit on today, make sure your house smells good. I kind of mentioned that in the clean section, but I got to hit on this one because I saw it recently. We all love our pets. I love pets. I love dogs and cats or whatever pets we may have. However, even pet lovers typically don't want to walk into a house and smell them. And a high percentage of homes that have pets in them, somewhere in that home have some type of pet smell. The number one place is check the bed. So if you've got a dog, especially a big dog with a long coat, and you've got that dog's bed and he's been sleeping on it for a year, there's a good chance that no matter what you do, no matter how much you clean it, you can't get that smell out of that dog bed. Even if it's only in that area and you take great care of your pet, it's still going to be there. And when somebody walks by that room, they're probably going to notice it. So go replace the dog's bed, get them a new bed. They'll love you for having a new bed anyway, and your home will smell a lot better and be a lot more appealing when those buyers come in. And I always relate it to when I was in the military. If the sergeant major, the first sergeant, or somebody walked in the barracks room for an inspection and he thought that you were messed up from the beginning, then he started digging for stuff. That's when, they start crawling under the bunks with the white glove and start looking for dust in the very back corner. But if they walk in the door in your barracks room and it smells clean and everything is lined up and your boots are shining and your uniforms are sharp and they get the initial first impression that you are doing your job and you're a good soldier or a good Marine, whatever the case might be, they typically aren't going to crawl under the bed. Well, oftentimes it's the same thing with an inspector or even with a buyer. If they walk in and they get an amazing first impression, they go, wow, they did a great job getting this house ready to sell, they're probably not going to look as hard as if they walk in and think, oh, this house seems like it's got something wrong, it smells kind of funny, I better look and make sure everything's good in here. Then they're going to start looking through it with a fine-tooth comb. So we can still sell your house, we can still maximize the value, but it is more important than ever that you do these items now to maximize that value, to get your home sold in a timely manner so you're not just sitting on this market. Any other ideas you guys have, I'd love to hear them. Throw them down in the comments. Let us know what you think. In addition, do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. Do us a favor and like the video and really help us out.